All right, so I'm here with Vira. Vira, how old are you?
37?
Are you originally from Arizona?
No.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Latvia.
From where?
Latvia, which is a country by Estonia and Lithuania.
And what brings you out here?
I immigrated here with my parents when I was 5 or 4.
What's your current situation right now? Are you homeless?
I am currently waiting for it to be safe to get to the shelter. It's not currently safe because the moment we attempt to make it to the only shelter that accepts a cohabitating couple that isn't married with kids is, I think, the Dream Center. And at first there were a lot of people there that moved in that were waiting for us so they could steal from us, like when we fall asleep. And now it's just not safe to go over there because if we take a route, we will stumble across, like the moment we get to the corner where the Circle K is, there's somebody asleep at the bench that has been waiting there for us, that is like threatening us with like a taser or something. If we take another route, there's going to be another person waiting there. They just do not want us to get there safely. They want us to stay on the streets and homeless so that when we fall asleep outside, they go through our bags. They see what I've been like sewing or mending, and they are not letting us get to Social Security Disability Office, to the 250 building by the Friendship Inn Motel, because I will be able to collect on maybe 3 months now of disability benefits that I've not been able to get to, and nobody will let me use the phone for long enough to connect the debit card to my disability benefits. So I have some money online, but I just am not actually able to like access it safely, and I'm not able to check my mail safely. This is my husband. He's keeping me alive and safe by leading us onto a route where there's not somebody waiting there for us. And even then, we just can't seem to go around it. We run into people that, like, if we so happen to have made enough for cigarettes, they'll ask us for a cigarette because they know we just bought it. I wrote a book it's called Microchip, but it had to do with a walkie-talkie microphone that was left on in the on position, and it was right by your voice box, which is activated when you think, so you don't actually have to open your mouth or your lips when you're talking. You can just think whatever you're thinking, and it'll activate your voice box. And then the speakers are in your jaw or like in your teeth. Yeah. So they can actually, these people following us around can actually read our minds. And that makes it very difficult because not only can we not talk about our plans, we can't even think about our plans without people knowing where we want to go or where we need to go to try to save our lives. And they will be there. They will have beaten us to the location we're trying to get to, usually a week or a month ahead of time even. Crazy, huh?
What shelter are you guys planning to go to?
We were going to try to go to the Dream Center, which is on Grand Avenue there by Thomas on like 35th Avenue or something. And there may be people that we know there, but there's also people that are getting there that come there as a couple because they know that we were going to go there as a couple for emergency housing, so they take up the room that we were going to be put into. And that was about a month and a half ago. Although the first time I contacted the Dream Center was on a phone I no longer have. That was like 6 months ago or a year ago. That was the first time. But every other shelter, like TLC, which is a really good shelter, they take only women. And the men's shelter, the same brand, the same name, is very far away. And it's difficult to keep in contact when you're living at those shelters. Especially if you kind of need each other and you miss each other and there's a trust issue. So any of the churches will separate you too, I think, usually.
What do you guys do out here to survive? How do you guys get your meals? How do you guys get your money out here?
We usually sit outside of a restaurant until somebody buys us something, or we go to like a gas station and panhandle, ask around for money. But I usually aim high and ask for the whole box of smokes and get lucky sometimes with that, or for the actual food I want instead of $1 at a time to save up for the food. I just ask them for the food, and they'll be happy to do that because they know I'm spending the money at the store.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have any family out here in Phoenix?
I have family in Arizona. They live in Glendale, and I have a brother in Las Vegas.
Do they know that you're currently going through homelessness?
My parents think I lie, and I don't lie. So my parents think that like I lie a lot, and they accuse me of being an addict. But my mother accused me of smoking meth for 5 years before I actually even ever tried smoking it. And it took 5 years of calling me that to finally corner me into, after I was already losing things and getting stolen from very badly. About a year after that is when I tried it for the first time.
At what age did you start trying the substances?
I didn't try smoking it until I was about 25 or 27 or something. Pretty late.
What made you start?
Nobody made me start. My mother actually, she's been calling me a meth smoker, a meth addict for like 5 years. She's the one that wanted me to try it, I think. But I'm the one willing to polygraph and not her. Interestingly, I'll answer any question by polygraph at all, And she's on the board of supervisors. She's a supervisor of the finance department. I don't hurt kids. I don't hurt animals. I don't shoplift. I've been homeless for 10 years. I don't shoplift until recently. It took having to buy 8 pairs of tweezers in 1 month. Tweezers would last you 2 years. I had to buy 8 pairs in 1 month. Finally the 9th pair, I went ahead and stole it. And I didn't mean to steal it. There was just nobody at the register at Walgreens. And I'm just like, there's nobody there. I just walked out, So something God would have wanted, and I think the police will forgive. I don't lie to them either, really.
How dangerous is it out here on the streets?
I don't know. Everyone's different. Depends on why you're homeless and who you know and who you report to when you are homeless, because not everybody is homeless or that looks homeless really is homeless. And that's something I think that the Jewish Community Center might be involved in. Not Jewish Community Center, Jewish Family Services. It's a behavioral health clinic. Jewish Family Services. They've been giving a lot of people Adderall, which is the medication that I had before I lost my home. And all those people are, resourceful enough to be able to get away with stealing my phones and making calls from them and using the phone and the content on the phone to make money, even though it's not theirs. And I've been homeless 10 years. I've been pushed to shoplift, and I certainly don't have the resources or the network to be able to use someone's cell phone and their content on their cell phone or their credit card number. As soon as that gets canceled, credit card fraud is something you need friends for in IT, and I certainly I think I'm too honest of a person for that.
Do you guys get bothered by the cops out here a lot?
Yeah, we get stopped all the time. They know me by a first name basis. Some of them.
Have you been locked up in jail before?
I've been to county jail, where you wear orange. About 2 out of 5 times I went last year was over a computer error. I didn't actually do anything to go to jail, and it was devastating because neither of us have a cell phone, so finding each other is stressful, and just being separated or handcuffed is bad enough to give one of us a heart attack. It really is.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for sharing your story. I really do appreciate it. And what does your sign say? Marlboro Shorts. Is that what you smoke?
Yeah. I used to smoke Parliament Lights, and sometimes I'd get over the 52nd and McDowell. There's a little Circle K there, and by the apartment I lived at, and they would be all out of Parliament lights, you know, just for me. You know, you get to Family Dollar, you know, because I need tweezers or something, or I need sewing thread or needles, they'd be out just for me, you know. I also have a list of places that I would get to have a meeting with a person that has to do with getting my identity back or something that was stolen, and that person will be out of the office if I get there, because my car was stolen from when I bought it at midwaynissan.com, 19th and Bell. It was a blue Nissan Versa 2018, totally paid off. I'm the only primary driver. I don't know where it is. I get there and they did a software update to get me out of their customer database. I'm not even in the computer anymore. But I tried to contact my attorney to pay him back and to show him what I was going through and let him know I'd be willing to polygraph anything. And his name is Marcus Finifrock. Finefrock. He's actually in Scottsdale. He's a DUI lawyer, but his number was 480-486-6448 or something. And he takes calls from my contacts before me. Another place we were going to that closes for business or says they're out of the office is a motor vehicle division place. Like G&D or something. There was 4 Points, the hotel. They said that they're closed for business completely, but there's residents that are staying at the hotel going in and out, and somebody's calling these places ahead of time. The apartment complex across the street from Quick Trip, where there's a Circle K, a U-Haul, a Quick Trip, the freeway, and there's a 7-Eleven. And we get to the apartment complex to talk to the manager, and they put up a sign or something like they're out of the office. There's a lot of different places that get called by the people following us ahead of time to close their office the moment we get there. I would look into that and also compare my followers' places of stay to all the different apartments I've lived in. Like La Mirada, Arrowhead Landing, Modena, aka Red Mountain Villas. There's like 12th Street and Greenway, the Mark Taylor one. Mark Taylor asked to marry me when I met him. You know, I met him once. He owns all the nicest apartment complex in town, and it takes a lot of money to compete with a person that doesn't have a cell phone or access to the internet. And I think that not only am I being kept from contacting him and letting him know what I'm going through, just so he can, you know, be cautious about who he even invites into his home as a new friend or as a companion, because these people are near the end if the authorities, you know, get hold. And not to like change my mind about saying no, because I am already married, but just to let him know that he needs to watch out for the dangerous people out there, because you don't want anybody who's earned their way up to success and done everything the right way for their money to lose it at the hands of somebody who like encourages smoking pills, because I certainly don't.
All right, well, thank you for sharing your story. I really do appreciate it. Are you okay with me using this on my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
And just in case some of my subscribers want to reach out to you with any sort of help or donations, do you have an email or anything like that you want to share?
I have 100 emails. Okay.
The one that you use.
I can't access any of them. People are collecting money off of my emails. My first name dot my last name at iCloud, which means I've actually worked for Apple. GoDaddy. Omnipoems, OMNIPOEMS at USA.com, at mail.com, at email.com, at post.com, at hotmail.com, at outlook.com, at yahoo.com, at there's my last name, it's KARAVCHUK at mail.com. That one got stolen from big time. Cholera at USA.com. Illuminate, ILLUMINAE at USA.com. IMEI.blood at gmail.com. That one sent DoorDash food to Omnipoems locations in 8 states when I placed an order. Good God.
All right, well, thank you for sharing your story.
I think this might help us actually. Thank you.